Today's class will focus on beginner's vinyasa postural flow. A sweaty but accessible flow. We'll give you some beginner's modification and variations. Let's get started. Let's get started in child's posture. Bring your big toes to touch the mat. Your knees can be together if you are looking for some support in the back of the body. If you want some more space, your knees can be apart. Take your torso over your thighs and arms forward, and your forehead down onto the mat. Relax your arms first. Just allow the shin and forehead to gently settle onto the floor. We'll offer a couple of child poses throughout the flow, but just know anytime you need rest, feel free to come back to this position. We use this pose, the first pose of the sequence, is just to bring our awareness into our body, onto the mat, into the practice. One of the best way to do that is bring your focus to your breath. Slow down, breathe even. With every inhalation, imagine you're inhaling the present moment right here on the mat. And with each exhalation, try to create a little more space between you and your distraction. Inhale full. Open your mouth, sigh it out. And now here on the mat, I invite you to join me on the tabletop position. Come onto your hands and your knees. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We spend a lot of time on our hands in our practice, so just ensure you're bringing awareness to correct alignment for your foundation. Hands shoulder distance apart, index finger forward, fingertips grip, base knuckles rooted down. Now really squeeze in with your hands and forearms. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, push down through your hands. Pull your ribs and navel in, your chin toward your chest. Spread your shoulder blades round. Then begin to inhale and do the exact opposite. Tuck your sit bones up, pull your chest through the gateway of your shoulder and look forward. Take a couple more rounds like that. Exhale, round. Inhale, back bend. So I really want you to feel as you back bend, the muscles in your back engaged. As you round, the muscles in your front engage. One more round. Inhale. The muscles in your front lengthens and the back muscles engages. Exhale, round. The muscles in your front engage, contracts, and the back lengthens. Great way to mobilize the muscles around the spine. Inhale to a neutral spine. Exhale, move your knees back and slightly tuck your toes under. And lift the knees a little bit. I know it is a little challenging posture, but keep your focus on your base knuckles pushed down. Grip firmly with the fingertips and keep that action of gripping down as you're pressing the chest back and lift the hips up. Keep your knees slightly bent. If you're extra tight at the back of your shin or your hamstrings, and then slowly push your heels down. Now bend your right knee and straighten your left knee and bring your left heels closer to the mat. It doesn't matter if it touches or not, just stretching into the calves and the hamstring. Inhale back to the balls of your feet. This time bend your left knee and straighten your right, rooting down through the right heel. If it touches or not, really doesn't matter. Now a little faster in a flow. Switching sides, switching sides, switching sides. All the while still feeling a tension in your hands, fingertips grip, base knuckles rooting down. Inhale, rise onto the balls of your feet. Lengthen through the sides of your body, sides of the ribs, sides of the waist. Keep the ribs and navel in and push both heel towards the mat. If you find that your heels are hovering, know that it is completely fine. You are human and that's okay. Slightly bend your knees and then breathe in there. The first part of the flow will be vinyasa. Vinyasa is a great way to warm up the entire body as well as begin to sync your breath with your movement. So inhale and shift your shoulders over to your wrist for plank posture. You might need to step the ball of your feet back so that it's underneath your heels. Now really push down so that the shoulder blades spread wide to a bit of a high plank. That will help you to hold it. Keep your ribs and navel in and also engage the glutes so that it helps to hold up from the center of your body. Now for Chaturanga, that yogi push-up. Shift forward to the tips of your toes. Put your knees down, keep the ribs in as you draw the shoulders blades down and bend the elbows. Elbows really begin to squeeze into the side ribs, shoulders in line with your elbows. Now, your pelvis all the way down. Untuck your toes. Inhale. And lift your heart into the cobra position. Your pelvis stays on the ground. Your shoulders move down and back and shoulder tips move back. Inhale. Exhale, keep the knees down, push back into the child's posture. My hands and arms are already burning, I'm sure yours too. Relax your arms for a second. Relax the whole body. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Back to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more vinyasa, really linking the breath with movement. In fact, let your breath guide your movement. So begin to inhale. Shift into plank posture. As you exhale, shift forward to the tips of your toes. Bend your elbows, Chaturanga. Knees can always come down. You can have your hips down and lift up into cobra. Great modification if you're just starting out with these back bends. Push down from the top of your feet, lift the knees up and pelvis up, and pull the shoulder tips back as you drive down through the hands, upward facing dog. Looking forward is comfortable, but traditionally you look up. Exhale. As your core lifts, the hips up, downward facing dog. Great job. Let's get off our hands, feet distance apart. Walk into the hands, back to your feet. You can keep the knees bent if you're extra tight at the back. Now hold the opposite elbows. Interlock them and sway from side to side. It's one of my favorite postures. It's a great way to get rid of that tension, that extra tension that lines around the muscles in your spine. Deepen the sensation. Lift your tailbone up towards the sky. Fingertips underneath your shoulders or on your shins. This is also great for when you're looking for that flat back and when you are unable to reach the ground. Find that flat back. Inhale and then exhale. Put a big bend in your knees. Fold over the legs. Use your next inhalation to slowly roll all the way up. Let's do it in the count of 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And push your shoulders back and look up towards the ceiling. Keep your neck aligned to your spine. And bring your neck down. Bring your shoulders down away from your ears and just relax.